Very interesting move by the brass at the Detroit Pistons this week. They hired a super agent. His name is Arn Tellem, and maybe starting a new trend in the league. What did you think when you first heard about this?
I thought they better be paying him a pretty penny.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
Because there's no way he's giving up his. I mean, he had some of the biggest clients, like the Marcus Aldridges of the world. That he was seen as one of the top dogs, if not the top dog. I thought it was an interesting kind of new trend. Because when you're seeing markets that aren't necessarily good at drawing talent, like Detroit, maybe having someone with that relationship with these players already is helpful. Still there with Stan Van Gundy. So maybe it's kind of that attraction that, you know, the New York Knicks and the Los Angeles Lakers naturally have with the franchise incentive.
Well, I looked up a few names that are represented by his former agency now. Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, guys like Marc Griffin, Joe Johnson,
Absolutely massive.
Kobe. The list was huge. Reggie Miller, he's been doing it for 25, 30 years. He's also involved in Major League Baseball. So being able to attract guys, like you said, to a very small market, but underutilized market in Detroit. And I think Stan Van Gundy's weighed heavily in his decision. He's a forward-thinking thinker. He's looking to Golden State because Golden State's general manager comes from the agency side of things. That was the first. They set the precedent. I think they're following suit right there.
Well, absolutely, and I think it's another trend of teams starting to build from the top down. Now they're realizing, going player-centric gets them caught. So when players run away, well, what are you doing? So building that strong foundation of, VP of operations, president, GM, like making sure that's intact and creating that kind of OKC San Antonio culture where you're okay if stuff like that happens because you have a game plan.
What do you think is the next move for Detroit going into this summer? I mean, obviously they have to try to, bring back Bruce, but I mean, who do you think they're going to attract?
Greg Monroe. They still have to deal with Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson, restricted free agent. They do have Brandon Jennings under contract for another year or two at $8 million. Very affordable. When he was on the court, they were actually a bit successful. They have lost a couple of shooters like Kyle Singler in subsequent trades. I think ultimately they end up signing Monroe again. I think Stan Van Gundy played it very well. Often it was just one of him or Andre Drummond on the court, and it was very successful. He had a great statistical season, and they were winning. I think Detroit kind of keeps it in-house for now. You'd like to see... the biggest name that's floating around obviously is Draymond Green, right?
Yeah, of course.
So, and Draymond Green, while I like him...
went to Michigan State, right?
Yeah, while I like him next to Moose, I think he's, a new age power forward. So it might clog it up a bit, although he can step back and shoot. So I think they kind of have to make the decision. Are they going to make a run at Draymond? Although I'm pretty sure that Golden State's going to match these restricted free agents. So Moose is unrestricted, so he can get anywhere, but he can get more money every year. So it's a tough one, but I think their money goes to their power forward either way. And I sneakily think that Reggie Jackson gets signed.
So their money's going to the power forward and a power broker.
Exactly.
Maybe going to bring a new talent to Detroit to help revitalize that city. Interesting move by Mr. Van Gundy.
He's a smart guy.
He's a smart guy.